let's
Yeah,
move on
because
to our next example, which is to make up for something. This is a very, very common phrasal verb. Have you seen that phrasal verb before?
eh, eh, but I do not know the meaning, but I have seen it. Yeah,
It-
make up
do you know
for.
what compensate means? What does compensate mean? Are you familiar with that word?
Yeah, yeah, compensate. Yeah, mean if there is any damage, then you have to pay for it.
But it really kind of means like making things equal. So if you have some kind of damage, then to make things equal,
Yeah.
somebody has to pay you money, right? To compensate,
Yes,
make things equal,
yes,
right? Do you agree?
yes,
So it
yes.
means like bringing balance. Let's say that it means bringing balance. That might be a good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Can you read the example sentence?
Okay, sir. So that the team practiced harder to make up for their performance in the last game.
Okay, what does that mean? What does make up for mean? What do you understand from that sentence?
So in the last game, the team didn't do good performance.
Hmm.
So this time they are making more harder to make up or compensate
Yeah, to be
for that
equal.
loss.
Because now is like this,
Therefore,
and they want to be equal. They want to compensate. They want to bring balance. Does that make
yeah,
sense?
yes,
Okay. It's a very, very common
yeah.
phrasal verb. It's used all the time. Okay. Can you read the first four words of that phrase?
The team practiced harder.
Okay. The team practiced harder. This is hard. What do you think are the important words in that phrase? I have to think about this too. This one's a little bit harder. Team practiced harder.
Yeah, yeah, harder
Okay. Now, in that phrase, in that word harder, which syllable has the all of the power?
is a hard,
Okay.
hard, hard.
Har, har, har.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how will you read those four words? If harder is your special word, how do all those words sound together?
Okay. The the team practice harder is a harder.
So the team practiced harder.
Yeah. The team practice harder.
Yeah, those other words, the team practice, it sounds like one little word. The team practiced harder.
Yes. The team practice harder
Okay. What are the next four words?
uh, to make up for.
Okay. Now, do you remember yesterday we were talking about if you have a phrasal verb and the preposition seems to have a very close relationship to the object, or then
Yes.
then then that should be the word that you emphasize the most. What do you think about here? Do you think that the preposition for and the object have a close relationship?
Yes.
Oh,
The poor,
for,
poor.
for. Okay, so this will be our big word to make up for.
Yeah. To make up for.
The team practiced harder to make up for.
The team practice harder to make up for
Hmm. Now let's look at the next three words. Can you read the next three words?
uh, uh, their their performance. Their poor performance.
Yeah.
Sorry.
For some reason, you always skip that word poor. I noticed you did that a couple of times. I wonder why. But what do you think is the most important word in that phrase?
Is a poor.
Okay, because it's an adjective. Usually, adjectives will be words that you emphasize. Not always, but usually. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, so we're just building our big, small rhythm. that's very typical of English. The team practiced harder to make up for their poor performance. Can you say that?
The team practiced harder to make up for their poor performance.
Okay. Can you read the last four words of the phrase?
So in the last game
And in that phrase, what is the most important word?
is a game.
Well, if you have a choice between a noun and an adjective, which word do you think should be more important?
So last.
Yeah, probably. I mean, you can emphasize any word that you
Yeah.
want, but if you have an adjective, you probably would choose the adjective. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Sir. Yeah.
So this is in the last game.
In the last game,
Uh-huh. The team practiced harder to make up for their poor performance in the last game.
the team practiced harder to make up for their poor performance in the last game.
Okay, now how many phrases do you think we could divide this sentence into?
So the team practiced to harder. Yeah, the team practiced harder,
Okay,
and next is to make up for their poor performance,
okay.
and the last is the phrase in the last game.
So three phrases.
Yes,
Okay. Now in the first phrase, the team practiced harder. Do you want to sound serious or do you want to sound nice and friendly?
the serious.
Serious? Okay. So how will this last word sound? How will you pronounce the final word of this phrase?
So low tone
Tell me. Pronounce it for me.
as a, so harder.
Harder. Harder. Is both low. Both syllables would be low. Harder.
O-
Harder.
Okay, so harder,
Okay.
harder, harder
Let's let's start with team. How will you pronounce team?
is a high tone.
Hi. How would so tell me.
The team, the
Team.
team,
The team practiced harder.
the team practice harder.
Okay. So you start high because most phrases will start high and we'll finish completely low because we want to sound serious. The team practiced harder.
The team practice harder.
Okay. Now let's move on to the next phrase. How do you want to sound? Do you want to sound serious or do you want to sound nice and friendly?
Is a serious.
Okay. So how will you pronounce the final two words of this phrase?
The poor performance.
Okay. That sounds pretty high. Can you go a little bit lower? Poor performance.
Okay, the poor performance
Okay. How will you start the phrase?
is a high tone.
Hi. To make up for, oh wait, actually, for it would be the important word to say hi. To make up for their poor performance.
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 The team practiced harder to make up for their poor performance.
The team practiced harder to make up for their poor performance.
Okay, and in the final phrase, in the last game, how would you like to sound? Would you like to sound nice and friendly or serious?
It is serious.
Okay, so how will you pronounce the final two words?
So first is the high tone and next is low. So last game.
Well, the word last, which is the most important word in the phrase, if you want to sound serious, that should be pronounced low. Okay, but
Okay, so
you can start the phrase with the unimportant words in a high way. So, in the last game, in the last game.
In the last game.
Yeah, but
In the last game.
you've only got one important word in this phrase, which is last. So that should be, I think,
Yeah.
where you want to apply a low tone. In the
Okay.
last game,
So in the last game.
the team
The
practiced
last game.
harder to make up for the poor performance in the last game.
The team practiced harder to make up for their poor performance in the last game.
Okay. Can you make this will be a hard one, okay? What team make up for? Question. This would be a hard question, I think. What team make up for?
What what did the team uh, uh, pra- make practice for?
What the team make up for? Why does the team
Okay.
make equal? Why does the team have to make some kind of balance? Some kind of equal.
Uh, why did the team make up for?
Okay, but this is a what question. This is a what question, not a why question. What team make up for? We want to know the object.
Okay. What did the team make up for?
Right. That's right. Say it again.
What did the team make up for?
What is the most important word in your question?
Is what?
What? Okay. How will you pronounce the word what plus did plus the?
What did the?
Okay, but,
What did
but
the?
what is important, right? That's an important word.
Is what? Is
What?
what?
What did the? What did the? What did the?
Where did the? Where did the? Where did the?
What did the team?
Where did the team?
We have our two big words. What team for?
What team for?
Those are the big words. What team for?
What team for?
What did the team make up for?
What did the team make up for?
That's right. What did the team make up for? What is the answer?
The team made up for their poor performance in the last game.
By practicing harder.
Yeah. By practicing harder.
Okay. Let's take a look at our next vocabulary words. We're doing 4 today. That's okay. uh, if I've seen a lot of people, they get pretty far in English and they don't really use this word or they don't know what it means a lot. So I just since it was used in the chapter, I thought it would be a good time to remind people of this word afford. Do you know that word afford, Pachu?
Yeah. Yes.